told me there'd been a reported gas leak in the flats. Said we might all have to be evacuated.
Did they have gas board identity cards, Mr. Galbraith?
Of course. With photographs. I'm not daft enough to let anybody in.
What exactly is missing, sir?
My pension money. I only drew it this morning.
They must have seen you at the post office and followed you back home.
Stinking thieves. Preying on old folk.
Any other valuables missing, Mr. Galbraith?
Me late wife's rings, engagement and wedding. And the one I bought her on our diamond anniversary.
Mr. Galbraith, the ambulance men are here to take you to hospital.
All right, Gavin.
You go along as well, Mike. Get a detailed description of the team from Mr. Galbraith. Also, get a description of the rings that were nicked.
Yep, will do.
When you catch them scum, you ought to do to them what the Arabs do. Cut their ruddy hands off. Do it for you myself, if I could.
Hello? Hello there?
Hello, Bella. What's the problem?
That man up the street there.
What about him?
He knocked on my door, said he was a gas board inspector, showed me his identity card. The photo wasn't nothing like him.
You didn't let him in?
No, bloody fear. I'm a widow. I'm all on my own. I asked him, if you're from the gas board, where's your van?
What did he say?
They wouldn't tell me, so I slammed the door.
Good for you. There's a gang of thieves operating in this area, claiming they're working for the gas board. What's your name, Mum?
Rose Trussler.
Right, Mrs. Truss, now you leave this to me. Now, don't open the door to anyone unless you know exactly who they are.
Don't you worry, I won't.
Yeah, well, that happened at the builder's yard when I was loading up.
Come on, Mr.
Exposed wires. That's dried mud around the fixture.
Sierra 1, Sierra Oscar, over.
Sierra 1 receiving. Go ahead, Sarge.
Domestic disturbance at number 1 Island Road. Estranged husband Lee Corbett threatening to break down the front door. Can you deal?
On our way, Sarge. ETA 4 minutes. Right, Mr. Hookway, get that light repaired. Get the rear of that vehicle defect notice completed by the garage and send the form off. And if it's not done in the time stipulated, you will be liable to prosecution, all right?
Sierra Oscar 595 receiving.
Sierra Oscar, go ahead, Tony.
George, I've got a possible suspect posing as a gas board inspector. He knocked at the door of a widow, Mrs. Rose Trussler. She got suspicious when the mugshot didn't match. Could be one of the gang CID are after.
Where exactly are you now, Tony?
Corner of Wollaston Street and Tara Road. I'm watching the house entered by suspect.
Tony, stay on site. CID will be with you shortly.
What number was it?
1.
That's number 1. Now, that must be Mr. Corbett.
He looks peaceful enough.
Yeah. Go ahead, punk. Make my day.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1.
Go ahead, Barry.
There's no disturbance here, Kath. The front door is still Virgo intacta.
Mr. Corbett.
Look, I didn't mean it about smashing the door down. I just needed to make sure your sergeant sent somebody round.
All right, Mr. Corbett, calm down. Tell us what's going on here.
Me and my wife, we're separated. Well, she left me.
All right, Mr. Corbett, spare us the details. We are busy. What exactly is the problem?
It's Matthew, my little boy. It's his birthday today. I've got legal access, but Jackie never brought him to the park.
Yeah, it was the agreed meeting place, yeah?
Yeah. So, I came round here, but she still refused to let me see Matthew.
So whose house is this, then?
The bloke Jackie is,
Living with?
yeah. His name's Colin Jones.
Is Mr. Jones in?
No, please. Would you have a word with Jackie? She's got to listen to you. I just want to see my son on his birthday.
House beyond the window cleaner, Sarge. Suspect's still inside.
Did he spot you?
No. And he let himself in.
Well, let's go and pay Chummy a visit, shall we?
Yeah.
Matthew's not well. That's why I didn't bring him to the park.
What's wrong with him?
He's suffering from a bad cold. It were raining when it came time to take him to meet Lee, and I don't have a car. I didn't want him getting wet.
That makes sense, Mr. Corbett.
Why didn't you tell me that, Jackie, instead of refusing to let me see Matthew?
Colin don't want you coming here. Nor do I.
Where is Mr. Jones?
He's at work. At Webb's, the butcher's in the High Street.
And what time are you expecting him back?
Not till after 6.
So why not let your husband visit Matthew now, while he's here?
No. Lee's not coming in. Not after being violent to me.
You provoke me, Jackie.
That's why your husband called us. To keep the peace.
Jackie, all I want to do is see Matthew for a minute. I'll wish him happy birthday, I'll give him his presents, and then I'll be on my way.
Now, that sounds fair enough, Mrs. Corbett.
No.
Mrs. Corbett!
Why are you being so unreasonable, Mrs. Corbett? Just imagine how your little boy must be feeling, listening to you two squabbling on his birthday.
Matthew! You lying bitch!
No, Mr.
I'll kill you, Jackie! I'll kill you!
Sunhill CID, sir. Detective Sergeant Roach, and this is Detective Constable Lines. You are?
Jeffrey Robillard. What's this about?
May we come in, Mr. Robillard?
Why? I haven't been in trouble with the police for 5 years.
Better if we talk inside, sir.
Better for who, me or you?
Well, you can either talk to us here or down at the station, sir. Take your choice, but make it snappy.
Lesser of the two evils, I suppose.
Thank you, Mr. Robillard.
Thank you.
Have a look around, Tony.
Oh, just a minute. You never said anything about searching my home. Have you got a search warrant?
Have you got something to hide, sir?
No, but I know my rights. You can't just barge in here and go through my home.
Shall we take him in, Ted, while we get a search warrant?
Well, it's the easiest way, Tosh. Choice is yours, sir.
Go on, then. Be my guest, Constable.
Shall we go through to the living room, sir?
If you don't mind, I won't invite you to sit down and make yourselves comfortable.
We don't mind standing, sir. And we won't have any cups of tea either.
Oh, good. So, pleasantries out of the way. Do you mind telling me what you think it is I'm supposed to have done?
We're investigating a series of burglaries, sir.
Carried out by two men claiming to be gas board inspectors, sir.
Oh, look. I do know what this is supposed to be about now.
Please enlighten us.
I found this ID card in Wollaston Street. It's lying by the curb. The old lady called you, am I right? I knocked on her door and asked if Mr. Guthrie was working inside. I assumed he dropped his identity card.
What did Mrs. Trussler say?
She seemed a bit suspicious, so I gave up trying to explain. Besides, it was obvious there was nobody from the gas board working in the house. I was about to telephone the local gas showroom and let them know that I'd got Mr. Guthrie's identity card when you knocked on the door.
Clean as a whistle, Sarge.
See? You satisfied now, Sergeant?
There may be no stolen property here, sir, but I am far from satisfied. I'm arresting you on suspicion of attempted burglary.
Look, I found that identity card in the street exactly as I told you, I swear to you. I'm a born-again Christian.
How's Mr. Galbraith, Doctor?
His heart problem and chronic emphysema have been exacerbated. He's very poorly.
I really do need to see him.
Not for a while.
Jackie shouldn't have lied to me. I lost my rag. Oh, please don't nick me. I've got enough problems.
You're not Nick, Mr. Corbett. With the rage you're in, we couldn't leave you there. Brought you here for your own good.
That's right, Mr. Corbett, so calm down. This is just a waiting room, it's not the custody area.
Now sit down and relax, and I'll get you a cup of tea. When you calm down and you feel better, you're free to leave, all right?
Yeah, okay.
A wallet containing bank and credit cards and £15. Small change totaling £2.84. A box of cheroots. A gold lighter inscribed Derek. As you've admitted to a previous criminal record, you'll doubtless be familiar with police procedure, Mr. Robillard.
I haven't been arrested for over 5 years, so the experience is hardly engraven on my mind.
Then allow me to refresh your memory. Under the terms of your arrest, you have the right to inform someone of your arrest. You have the right to consult with a solicitor.
There's no one I wish to inform of my arrest, nor do I need a solicitor.
Would you have a word with Corbett, Sarge, before we let him go?
Since when did we start running a marriage guidance service, Stringer? I've got plenty of work to be getting on with.
Corbett needs a strong but friendly warning, Sarge, before he gets himself into serious trouble. Who better to give it than you?
If Robillard is part of the team that's doing these burglaries, it's a bit odd that he's done this one on his own, isn't it? Also, Galbraith, he says that the ID card mugshots match the two men who robbed him.
Galbraith wears glasses. He could be wrong.
Sarge, Mike called from the hospital. Galbraith's too ill to interview.
Call him back. Tell him to stay there. I want those descriptions from Galbraith today.
Right.
Oh, and Jim, look up the addresses of the 2 old couples that have been done by this team, the Jenners and the Quigleys. Then go and bring them in. I'll get Monroe to organise an identity parade.
I'm a shop fitter. I work long hours, nights. And when I'm in another town, Exeter, say, I have to stay down there all week. Jackie complained she never saw me. Said we didn't have no family life. Who the hell did you think I was working for? Me family? I just want to give Matthew and any other kids who have a better start in life than me. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Tell that to Jackie. I came home one weekend and she'd gone. Took up with this butcher, Colin Jones.
You have my sympathy.
Now then,
What's this summons for assault all about, then?
Last time I saw Matthew, he told me Jones had smacked him. When I told her he had no right, she just walked away from me. So I grabbed hold of her just to try and talk some sense into her. She fell to the ground, screaming, "Don't hit me, don't..." I had no intention of hitting her.
There were witnesses?
Yeah. It was in the park. They didn't see me hit her. Just saw Jackie on the ground, screaming, and Matthew crying because he was scared. What else could they think?
They took her side?
Of course. Jackie got a solicitor to slap me with a summons. Can't win, can I?
Yes, you can. You can get the courts to make sure that your rights of access are legally respected. Your wife is not above the law. She can be prosecuted.
No, I don't want to prosecute Jackie. I love her. I don't want her back.
Now, come on, Mr. Corbett. Get a grip.
You knew that Mrs. Trussler was a widow living all alone.
That's not so. For all I knew, you could have lived there.
So following your line of thought that Mr. Guthrie must be working in the street, did you try the houses on either side of Mrs. Trussler?
Or further down the street or across the street?
No, I didn't think.
Oh, come on, Robillard. Who are you working with on these burglaries?
Nobody. I've told you I'm not involved.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Robillard? What's your job?
I was an estate agent before my sojourn in Her Majesty's prison. Since then, I've done whatever I can. My last job was working as a clerk with a building firm. But with the recession, I've been unemployed for the past 7 months.
Sarge, come on a minute.
Interview suspended.
Robillard's track record, sir.
Oh, thanks, Red. Robillard, Geoffrey Richard. 11 charges of theft and burglary, served 2 years.
Yeah, but nothing for the past 5 years, just as he said.
If that man's a born-again Christian, I'm Billy Graham.
Yeah, well, blessed are the meek, Sarge, for they shall inherit the earth.
On your bike, Reg. It's bad enough with Doubting Thomas here.
Interview recommenced. Officers present, DS Roach and DC Lyons.
It's a fairly hefty gold lighter. Must be quite expensive.
It's 22 carat gold, worth about £150. I've been out of work for so long, I'm considering selling it.
Your full name is Geoffrey Richard Robillard, is that correct?
If you just see my police record, you know it is.
Not Geoffrey Richard Derrick.
No.
Well, the lighter's inscribed Derrick.
Yes.
So what's it doing in your possession?
I found that lighter last year.
Oh, come off it, Robillard. Don't take me for a mug.
It's true. I found it on Saturday afternoon, the 15th of September last year, to be precise. I'd been to watch the flypast for the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Britain. And I was walking back through St James's Park when I spotted the lighter on the grass.
Robillard, that's a very unusual name.
Originates in the Channel Islands, actually. My ancestors settled there after the Norman Conquest. Why?
Well, first you find a solid gold lighter on the grass. Then today you find a gasboard ID card on the street. I mean, do you believe in the little people or something? They leave things hanging around for you to find them?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Sergeant, than this world dreams of. I've certainly got an open mind.
Yes, well, you do realise, sir, that you're supposed to hand in lost property, yes?
I did. After a few weeks, I was notified it hadn't been reclaimed. I could come in and collect it. You might also care to check on a purse I found in the street. I handed that in here also, back in February. That was reclaimed.
My best advice to you, Mr. Corbett, is to stay calm. No more threats of violence and murder. You use your head, not your hands. It makes better sense.
Yeah, sorry about that back there. Feel a right prep.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Off you go, and good luck.
Thanks.
One gold lighter handed in by G.R. Robillard on the 15th of September 1990. Not claimed, so returned to G.R. Robillard on the 29th of October 1990.
Here we are. Here's the purse. Belongs to Miss Beverly Simpson. Robillard handed it in on the 14th of February.
Wouldn't it just have to be St. Valentine's Day?
2 items. Robillard handed them both in. How much more of a reformed thief can you get than that, eh?
Well, you call me cynical, Tosh, but I'm telling you, Robillard is too goody-goody to be true.
Well, if we can't come up with something else, we're going to have to let him go.
No, let him stew for a bit. You check out this gas board official, Guthrie. See if he was working in Wollaston Street today. I'll give the student nurse a bell.
Do you like this one the best, do you? Yeah? Put this back in here.
Look at it.
Tough as old boots. Yeah. Corbett don't realise it yet. But that's a marriage he's well out of.
So,
You all right, Mr. Corbett?
Case of having to be in it.
Poor Burke. You're all heart today, Steve.
Yes, we've got the lighter here, but I can't explain now. I'll give you a ring back and tell you all about it later. OK, mate, cheers, yeah. Thanks a lot.
You're quite certain that you left the purse in the telephone box? You didn't drop it in the street? Okay, Miss Simpson, thank you. You've been a great help. Well, you look pleased.
Yeah. When I had no luck with Vine Street or West End Central, I tried Bow Street and Tottenham Court Road, still no luck. Finally, I tried Rochester Road. Bullseye. An ex-Winco up for the weekend for the fly past reported losing the lighter before he got on the train to go back home.
Well, let's see how our Mr. Holier-than-thou Robillard takes the glad tidings. What'd you find out about Guthrie?
Yeah, well, the chap with the gas board, he checked with Guthrie. He was working in Wollaston Road. He reckons he lost his ID card when he took his jacket off and it fell out the pocket.
And Robillard found it.
Yeah.
Seems like a heaven-sent opportunity.
Hi, mate. What's up with you? You look as if you just heard you won the pools and forgot to send the coupon.
I've just come from the hospital. Mr. Galbraith has died.
Damn. Well, come on, Tosh. Let's try and clear this one up, shall we? Thank you, John.
Cheers.
it's taken you a long time to check and find I'm telling the truth. Am I free to go now?
Interview with Geoffrey Richard Robillard resumes. Same officers are present.
This is ridiculous.
What a low, venal trick, Mr. Robillard. Stealing money from a student nurse.
I don't know what you're talking about.
£80. Miss Simpson's wages. Missing from her purse when you handed it in.
I handed the purse in exactly as I picked it up in the street.
Oh, come off it, Robillard. You found Miss Simpson's purse in the telephone box near the tube station.
No.
And you stole the money from it before handing it in.
No, that's not true.
The gold lighter. Why don't you take it to one of the 2 nicks within 5 minutes' walk of St. James's Park?
I didn't think to. I automatically thought of my nearest police station.
Today, didn't you think to try anywhere else for Mr. Guthrie, except Mrs. Trussler's? Yes. You see the pattern, don't you, Robillard?
I'll tell you why you brought that gold lighter all the way back here to Sunhill, sir. Far away from where the owner lost it. Of course, it's recorded. You get a receipt. Now, if the owner reclaims the lighter, you've done a good deed. If he doesn't, and who's going to, because found property is not computerised nationwide, then you've got a valuable lighter coming your way.
Either way, you've got a good alibi next time you're nicked. Oh, I'm a born-again Christian, you'll protest. I hand things I find into police stations.
So charge me, Sergeant. Go on. No, you can't, can you? You don't have one iota of proof to back up your accusations. Well, now I do want to see a solicitor. I'm not saying anything more until I do.
999 call from Webb's Butchers, High Street, Sunhill. Assault in progress.
MP from Sierra 1, your message received. Sierra 1 out. Webb's Butchers? That's got to be Corbett.
Robillard is as guilty as hell. You know it and I know it.
OK, Ted, win some, lose some.
All right, but you deal with it. If I have to see his smug little face once more today, I'm liable to dent it.
Sarge?
What?
I've got a Mr. and Mrs. Jenner in reception. Mr. and Mrs. Quigley are on the way.
Forget it. Robillard is not in this team. He's as pure as the driven snow.
So what am I supposed to do with Mr. and Mrs. Jenner?
What do you think?
Where is he? Through there, through there. Stay where you are. Through the back.
Stay there, or he gets it.
Put that cleaver down, Mr. Corbett. Now. Don't be daft, Mr. Corbett.
I'm warning you. Coming in here, and I'll take his head off.
You don't really mean that, Mr. Corbett.
No. What do you reckon, Colin?
No, don't. Please, don't.
See? He thinks I will.
OK, Lee. Take it easy. Let's talk, OK? Now, what caused the trouble this time, then?
I only came in here to tell him he had no right to smack Matthew. Do you know what this pompous git said to me? I'm going to marry Jackie and help bring up Matthew, so I have the right to chastise him when he's naughty. Jackie and me aren't even divorced yet.
All right, Mr. Corbett, he's out of order. But this is not the way to settle it. That's right. Be sensible, Lee.
My marriage is finished. He's sleeping with my wife, I'm losing my son, and I'm supposed to be sensible.
Yes. This only makes matters worse for you, not for them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Colin here will be too quick to chastise Matthew again. Hey, Colin!
No, I promise! I'm sorry! All right. You scared Mr. Jones half to death. He said he's sorry. If you still want to have a go at somebody, put the cleaver down and have a pop at me, eh?
I've got no gripe with you.
Maybe not, but I've got a gripe with you. I went into bat for you down there, Nick. I spoke up for you, and this is how you show your appreciation. You do something stupid here, I'm going to look like a real prize prat.
Come on, Lee. Give the cleaver to me, Lee. Or put it down on the floor. Come on. Give it to me, Lee.
Ah, to hell with it. There's no way I'm going down for this tosspot.
We're holding on to the gold lighter, Mr. Robillard. We found its owner. He lives down in Kent.
I'm delighted to hear it. I'm sure I'd be very glad to get it back.
Well, would you like us to take you home, sir?
No, thank you. I'd rather walk. I need some air after being in a police station again.
See what else you might pick up.
You never know.
What happened this time?
He's done it now, Sarge. GBH on the boyfriend.
How stupid can you get, Mr. Corbett? What about your son? Bang goes your access rights.
Maybe. There's a good chance I might have frightened Jones off altogether.
Bristol Street, Mitchum's Jewellers, theft. Female suspect on foot, now heading north in Bristol Street. IC1, long dark plaits, denim jacket, light short, trainers, black and purple bag. Thanks, Delia, on our way.
Oh, this one's for us. Sorry, mate.
Left toe, left.
Stop! Sir Oscar from 577.
Go ahead, Barry.
Suspect in alley off Hornby Street.
Sorry, mate.
Heading in the direction of Dorney Road Station.
She could go either of two ways from there.
Get it together.
Yeah, I'm taking the right-hand forks.
Suspect not in sight.
She's not here. Must have gone the other way.
So,
What goes in must come out. We don't want to push her back up into the arms of young Barry now, do we? Come on.
Sierra 1 from Sierra Oscar, you receiving?
Go ahead, Sarge.
Go to the eastern end of alleyway.
Approaching station forecourt.
Yes, Sarge.
She's on the way, Scrap. Heading towards Dorney Road Station.
What kept you? All right. You're nicked. What's your name?
What goes in must come
I'm
out.
arresting you on suspicion
Say
of
where,
theft.
did I?
You don't have to
Yeah,
say
we've
anything,
got
anything
a
you do say, maybe give it in
outside
evidence.
Dorney
My
Road.
body. You been jogging, Barry?
Too late, old son.
She's my body.
What's he mean?
Where's her bag?
Where's your bag, love?
What bag?
She chucked it behind some bushes.
Barry's just going to recover the stolen goods, Sarge.
The car was found driven into a lamppost in Bray Street at 2 o'clock this morning. The driver abandoned it. Now, the car...
It's probably some spotty-faced joyrider.
It's registered to a Mr. Vincent, who runs a car hire company. He phoned them this morning to report it stolen. Now, it could just be one of the ones that they were going to sell abroad.
Oh, come on, Sarge.
Check it out.
So go through it with Ron Smalley. If this fella's used the same ammo each time for the last 3 weeks, it's probably his only ammo.
So these aggravated burglaries?
That's right.
All right for some, isn't it?
This time we've got a decent description. Everything but the colour of his socks.
Mum.
So find it.
Mum.
How many times have I told you always to leave the connecting door fully open?
Yes, Mr. Mitchell.
And why don't you do it?
Well, it was a mistake, Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, well, that's all right then, mistake. So we can forget about it. And how many more mistakes do you intend to make?
Mr. Mitchum.
Yes? Ah, so you've decided to come after all. Well,
My name's...
I'm interested to learn what earthly good you believe you can do now, arriving 41 minutes after you were called.
I'm PC Stabbed, sir. This is PC Debtor.
Could you tell us exactly what happened, please, sir?
I can tell you precisely what was taken, but I cannot see it.
A suspect has been arrested, sir, and certain items have been recovered.
Oh. Well, good. So when will my goods be returned to me?
Could you tell us exactly what happened?
Well, I'd gone through...
We keep a very careful record of all items displayed and all items sold, Constable, which is absolutely vital in this particular business, as I'm sure you will appreciate.
Well, yes.
Now, we may be able to see simply by looking at the gaps that there are 6 items missing, but in fact we have detailed records giving a precise account of each item. Show the officers the ledger, please, Mrs. Palmer.
Cardboard, sir?
Well, it's temporary until we get refurbished.
So, what exactly happened?
Well, go on.
Well, I was out here, and this girl came in and gave me an old watch, and she asked me to find out if it could be repaired. So I went through to Mr. Mitchum, because Mr. Mitchum always says on this sort of thing. Now, I know I shouldn't have left the customer alone because I didn't know her, but I was only there for a second. Well, anyway, when I came back, I couldn't believe it. She was helping herself to the jewellery. Necklaces, rings. Now, I'm not a young woman, officer, so...
Of course not.
It all depends on who does the legwork.
Forget it, Barry. It's the luck of the draw.
Don't you believe it? It's the luck of driving a decent motor, not some dinky toy. Oh, I forgot. You always shakes his pony, won't you? Again.
The fact is, she was my body. I don't care. I know it's not the point. So my body goes down on Tony's sheet. Good luck to him. There's more to be got out of the job than just making arrests.
Yeah, that's the indicator. You press it up for ride, yeah?
I have driven before, you know.
Yeah, of course you have, yeah. It's just that with the young ladies, well, sometimes they get a little bit, you know, confused. Mr. Benson? Yeah?
Detective Constable Dashwood, Sun Hill Police, sir.
Oh, yeah. About the escort. You found it, then?
Well, I'm sorry to say that it's been involved in a bit of an accident, sir.
Oh, dear.
Can you tell me when you last saw it, sir?
Well, it was hired out on the Saturday to a Mr.
Loftus. I phoned him first thing this morning when I see the car wasn't there. Sorry about the mess. It's always like this on a Monday. So, yeah, Mr. Loftus says he brought the car back on Saturday night, in which case, don't know what he did with the keys, because he's meant to have put them through the door. But if he did bring it back on Saturday, well, I mean, someone must have pinched it on the Sunday.
And the keys weren't here when you arrived this morning?
No.
So where does this Mr. Loftus live?
I thought he was going to ask me that. I'm going to get it all computerised. When I get it all sorted out enough to put on a computer, that is. Oh, yeah, here we are. 125 Tunbury Gardens.
There you go. Thanks, Sarge.
Oh, sorry. This probably wouldn't apply to you, but anyway. You just put them away. I was down the pub the other day talking to a mate of mine. It turns out he's into all sorts of herbal remedies.
There's only 5 items down here, Sarge.
Now, look, it's all kosher stuff, right? All does the trick. Now, he mentioned dairy store, and I don't know about you, but I thought the social lines.
Sarge.
Anyway, I've got a sample.
Shut up, Reg. There's only 5 items down here, Sarge.
Yeah, that's right. See for yourself. Hollis, what are you doing? Oh, we're just passing through.
We'll just pass through them, will you? So, is that a problem?
I don't know.
6'2", grey hair, in his 50s, big hands, or so the woman says, and a Geordie accent.
Geordie accent? I haven't got far for Geordie accents. Now, what about him?
Nah, too young.
Yeah. Now, hang on. There was this fellow, moved down from Sunderland a couple of months ago. There we are. Ricky Miles. Doesn't mention the size of his hands, but he is 6'3".
Hello? Good morning, sir. Detective Constable Dashwood, Sunhill Police. May I come in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
So it's about this car, the one we hired?
Yes.
And has it been stolen?
It seems so. When did you last see it?
Well, it's the police. This is my girlfriend, Jenny.
Detective Constable Dashwood.
Hello?
How do you do?
Well, as I was saying, we hired it and we took it back on Saturday night.
And you dropped off the keys?
Yeah.
You sure?
As a matter of fact, I put the keys through the letterbox.
And why?
I took the keys from Tim because I could see he was going to put them in his pocket. And I dropped them through the letterbox.
Right.
So what can we help you with, then?
Do you want a cup of tea? Coffee?
Coffee, please. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Mitchell. Just 5 items. I've checked you back with the custody sergeant.
So, where's the 6th? Well, Constable.
Well, I suppose...
You suppose 6 items were stolen, and there are only 5 here. And the missing piece would, of course, be the most valuable. You're going to reimburse me, Constable? Then I wish to know who has handled my jewellery since it was stolen. Which officer?
Mr. Mitchell.
Then you'd better find out.
And what do you do, Miss...
And what's that got to do with anything?
But it's Miss...
Clark. Look, Tim hired a car. We took his little boy out in the country in it on Saturday. We took it back on Saturday night. That's all, OK?
Yeah, just as a matter of interest, what do you...
I'm unemployed.
Right.
Whether it's right or not's another matter.
So, why did you hire a car? Why not go on the train or in a coach?
I don't know. Why not hire a car?
It's got to be a lot more expensive.
I like driving, that's all.
All right, sure. So why don't you have a car of your own?
They cost too much.
Yeah, it's not just that. I'm still paying the HP on the last one.
Oh, yes?
I smashed it.
Yeah, all right, so I done it.
Now we're getting somewhere. And have you ever stolen anything before, Anne?
Yeah.
Well, what sort of things?
All sorts, nothing serious. Ciggies, pull over from a jumble sale. And I took some watches from a petrol station once. Well, that's what gave me the idea about this.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, I wouldn't know what to do with it anyway. The jewellery. I hadn't sorted that out. Because it's the first time I've...
And what happened to the necklace then, Anne?
Excuse me. Let's just take a second.
I wish to register an official complaint.
I'm sure things have been dealt with as...
A valuable necklace has gone missing, and I believe one of your officers has taken it. That's my complaint. So, who do I see?
But at present, there's no evidence whatever that any of my officers has acted improperly.
A piece of the jewellery is missing.
But there are a number of possible explanations for that. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Mitchum?
Not really, no.
And we are looking into them, Mr. Mitchum, at this very moment.
I shall wait in the foyer, then.
If you wish, though I'd suggest that...
I shall wait in the foyer.
You say that you were in the shop for a couple of seconds after the thief ran off, but before Mr. Mitchum came through.
Well, yes, I was, but only for a couple of seconds.
And when Mr. Mitchum came in, who was it that worked out what had been stolen?
Well, I did. No, wait a minute. No, I had to sit down for a minute because I was a bit shaken. Yes, that's right. First, Mr. Mitchum phoned you, and then he went and made a note of the items that were stolen.
Mr. Mitchum?
Yes.
While you were in here?
Well, yes.
Solicitor. We can arrange that.
I won't be long, Marge.
Has the Williams girl been strip searched?
No, sir, not as far as I know.
We'd better get that done then, hadn't we?
Sir.
Tony, what was that all about?
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. Maitland just told me that...
It's all right.
But I'm the one whose goods have been stolen.
I know that, Mr. Mitchum.
Yet now you accuse me of stealing my own property.
You have not been accused, Mr. Mitchum. I was merely...
I am free to go, I presume.
At any time.
Well, this time seems appropriate. You'll be hearing from me.
As you will from us, Mr...
It's just there's a bit of a problem, that's all. But it's being sorted out.
Well?
Look, Barry, could you just tell me what happened when you chased the girl?
I chased her, ran after her, so?
Well, the jeweller, he's saying that there were 6 bits of jewellery stolen, but that there was only 5 handed into custody.
Maitland told me. So you're saying?
It's just we got to check, that's all. Barry?
Check what? I don't understand any of this.
Well, look, can you tell me, the girl's bag, was it zipped up when you went back and got it?
Yeah, it was zipped up, yeah.
And while you were chasing her, did
Tony,
you see...
I'm just going to go and get some air, all right?
Sure you won't have one?
No, only when I'm off duty.
Yeah, I put a limit on it. Only when I'm in the office.
So, security.
Yeah, but it's simple. I'm the only one with keys to the office, so if you did bring the car back on Saturday night and drop the car keys through the letterbox, no one else would have been able to get in to use them.
Hello, Anne.
What do you want?
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to search you.
Search me? What for?
In case you're hiding anything.
All right.
No, can you come with me?
Why?
Because you're going to have to take your clothes off.
What?
All of them.
Well, either the girl got rid of it or it wasn't stolen in the first place.
Sarge.
Yeah, but you know that stuff was my responsibility from the
Yeah,
time...
I know, Sarge.
Sarge, one driver suspected of being over the limit. Breathalyzer showed red.
Right. Sit down, please.
Can I borrow that just for 30 seconds, Sarge?
30 seconds.
What you, Barry? Been any good jokes lately? What is it?
Look, there's a piece of jewellery missing, right? They seem to think I took it.
What? Well, you're joking. Who thinks?
Now, if they interview me, right?
Come on, Barry. Nobody's going to be interviewing you.
If they do, will you act as my official friend?
Are you sure? Whatever you want. I really don't think it's going to come to that.
Yeah, thanks.
What happened?
Quinlan?
Just a sec, Sarge. Barry, I was only asking.
Yeah.
I really didn't mean it like that.
You got a problem with your hearing, Quinlan?
I'm coming, Sarge.
So I reckon these cars are used on Sundays regularly, but I'm not sure what for.
Thank you very much.
By this Loftus fella?
More likely his girlfriend. I think he hires the car for the day, then she uses it for, well, for whatever. That way, no one reports it's stolen.
We've nailed him. The tall fella downstairs. I've just got a description of the vehicle he used.
Stolen?
Just gonna check it. Escort, dark blue.
Did you say escort?
That's what I said.
Used for what?
Aggravated burglary.
Is this one of a series?
It is, as a matter of fact.
At weekends?
Yeah. You gonna let me in on this, or what?
So it's not your Loftus or his girlfriend?
I think I can tell you where that escort might have come from.
Reginald, if you bring me a bottle of your hair restorer, I shall take hold of it, and then I shall take hold of you, and I shall apply the stuff in ways that you've never, ever dreamed of.
All right, there's no need to get vicious.
Vicious? Yes, Mum.
I've got a little observation I'd like you to do with DS Roach, OK? Come with me a minute.
Yes, Mum.
Mrs. Miles, Detective Constable Dashwood, Sunhill Police. This is a colleague of mine.
Come in. Are you coming in?
Yeah, you're being bailed.
What do you want me to say?
It's all right, it's all right.
I know her from somewhere.
Yeah?
So, what are you looking for?
Any implement your husband might have used in a possible crime.
Implement?
Mrs. Miles, if you were trying to get a key back through a letterbox, how would you do it?
I don't know.
I think your husband does.
But he said he'd gone straight. He promised me. We came down here for a fresh start. If he's ratted on me.
It happens.
Well, I've got to know once and for all. So, what are you looking for?
So who do you want to come and get it then?
Whoever left it there.
Front room's clear.
Oh, hell, look at that.
I think I've found what you're looking for.
Yes, Mrs. Miles, you have.
Only an idiot would come and get the necklace now.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what the Williams girl is supposed to be, isn't it? An idiot.
So if she put it there, she'll come and get it.
If she put it there. And if she's an idiot.
Ted. Oh, well. Never mind.
I've got it.
What?
Anne Williams. I brought her in about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, she was just a kid then, working with a con man, but we could never nail him. And she was no idiot. She was quite clever. And a very good little actress as well.
Ted, come here. Come here. A little actress, maybe. But she's not that clever. Here, hold this quick. That should do it.
But that is a problem, isn't it? Losing the confidence of your fellow officers.
Not this one, Rich.
No, I don't mean individually. I mean collectively. You know, it's a matter of trust, isn't it?
Just hit the ruddy ball, Rich.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not judging him. I don't know if he did it or not. But if he did take it, which of course he probably didn't.
Reg, you are a prat of the first order. Has anyone ever told you that?
Well, yeah, they have, but I never thought anything of it, you know.
No, I don't suppose you did. You're just a rumour monger, Reg, like the rest of them.
No, look. All I'm saying is if. Wherever he has put this necklace, he ain't going to be daft enough to go and get it now, is he? I've always palavered.
God's sake. Hi, Barry. How you doing? Look, hang on, mate. We won't be long. Go and have a pint, yeah?
You all right, Barry? Look, I just want to say to you, mate, you've got our full support, all right? Oh, I'll tell you what, Baz. Come on, quick as you can. Tony, June, you move the traffic cones from the front of the station round to the rear car park.
What?
Well, details the thing today. Leave nothing to chance.
Sarge. Tony, June. Excuse me, Sarge. A domestic disturbance in Murdoch Way.
Oh, you better go.
Area car drivers up in traffic cones. It's rubbish. What are probationers for?
Oi, Tony. Steve and I are taking the girls to this new place over the river tonight. You and Julie want to come?
No, I can't.
Oh, it shouldn't be too pricey.
I said no.
Ah, Ellison. How are things this morning?
Fine, sir.
In fine fettle. Ready for our visitors.
Was hoping to avoid them, actually, sir.
Yes, quite right. Well, fully operational, Stephen. Fully operational.
Terrible shouting and screaming from the kiddies. He's there on his own with them.
I can't hear anything.
Well, no, not this minute.
Oh, this is...
Just hang on to him.
No. Look, madam, we can't go barging in there if there's nothing happening. Mr. Ledbury, you said?
Yes.
Right, we're going to see him.
Do you want me
No,
to...
madam. You leave it to us. Number 22, is it?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Look, thank you very much for calling us.
Firearms, dogs, property bags, and the state of the cells. They're the main things. The inspector can pick on anything they choose or anyone and stay with it till they decide to let go. They can demand to see every custody record from the past 7 months and get an explanation on each individual entry. Excuse me.
All right, stick him in cell 2, will you?
Alec. John. 2 willing helpers for you. Inspector Munro's got a bit of a thing about the state of the custody area.
Right, John.
No blood or feces anywhere in the cells.
Oh, dear, I should hope not.
Tony! You're right.
Yes, thanks.
For God's sake, shut up, Toby. Leave Jessica alone. Yes?
Mr. Ledbury, isn't it? Could we come in, please, sir?
What for? Look, go along to your room now. Jessica, take Toby along. Toby,
Look, we won't keep you a minute, sir.
go along now. What's it about?
Could we come in, please, sir? PC's Ackland and stamp, Sunny.
We've had a complaint about the noise, Mr. Ledbury.
That stupid old cow down below, I suppose.
Well, we need to check that you and the children are okay.
What do you mean by that? Child abuse, is it? A father ticks off his kids and it's Cleveland or Rochdale, eh?
Have a seat, will you, sir? Just want a bit of a chat.
I must say, you've got a nerve. And so has she downstairs, interfering old cow.
Mr. Ledbury, do you mind if I go up and see the children?
What are you looking for? Bruises? Or worse? Yes. All right. Go ahead.
Thank you.
They are your children, sir?
Yes.
And their mother. Does she live here?
Of course she lives here. Oh, I see. You're used to dealing with one-parent families. She's at work.
Ansell's Engineering. Yes, officer. It's your reversal of roles. I've been made redundant. She's working full-time and it's half-term.
We have to follow up all complaints, sir, especially where the safety of children is concerned.
Look, they're perfectly safe. That old bat expects kids to be like mice. Look, kids cry. They do, and I'm...
What?
I haven't got much patience. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, the children seem fine to me.
Of course they're fine.
Right. If I could just suggest, sir, try and keep the children a bit quieter.
Have you got any kids of your own, officer?
No, sir, I'm not married.
Then what the hell do you know about it?
Thank you, sir.
Now see what you've done.
This isn't policing, it's bleeding social work.
Yeah, but it helps us to keep an eye on things.
If I had kids, I'd do a better job than that.
You wouldn't like the redundancy, though, would you?
Yeah. I'm going to go and speak to Mrs. Harris.
Yes, come in.
Last will and testament, sir.
I'm bringing the crime meeting forward half an hour.
Oh, right.
Only DCI Reed's got to go to court. Give us a bit of extra time to sort out any disasters before 1100.
Are you expecting any, sir?
Well, apparently the civilian accountant is red hot. I once had an inspection where my chief inspector ops was accused of embezzling £4,500. He hadn't, but it took a great deal of time and paperwork to sort it out. I've been very wary of optimism ever since.
Tony! Yeah, understood, Sue. Burglary reported. The Star Pub, Manson Street. Mrs. Harris all right, was she?
She should mind her own business.
What's eating you today?
My own problem. I'll sort it.
It's not your problem when you have to deal with members of the public.
What the hell are you to tell me?
I was only trying to help, that's all. Is it Julie? Tony?
Look, you're not exactly the expert when it comes to long-term relationships, are you? So nose out.
All right, stew in it then.
Hollis!
Sir?
Dog kennels, check them, will you?
Sarge.
What a mess.
Couple of kegs missing from there. Spirits from here.
Any idea how much?
Well, several £100, maybe more.
Insured?
Oh, yeah.
This is where they got in, is it?
Yeah. Metal bar jemmed out.
Right, we'll be all right now, thanks.
Oh, yeah, I'll be in the bar. Ah. Want a drink?
What?
Tea? Coffee?
Oh, no thanks.
We'll see.
It's disgraceful. He was abusing me, saying I was an interfering old woman. Your other chap knows all about it. Big burly man.
Do you mean one of our officers was at your house this morning? Or this abusive man is burly?
Two of your officers, one big chap and a blonde woman officer, came to my house this morning. His name was Post or something.
Post? There's no officer of that name here, Mrs. Harris.
Stamp. That's it.
Right. PC Stamp. I'll see if he's here.
Abusing me like there was no tomorrow. No respect at all.
Are you saying one of our officers abused you verbally, madam?
What? No. No. What's the matter with everybody today? Mr. Ledbury, him from upstairs in number 22. The man abused me, called me an interfering old cow, and I don't know what else. Now, I want your big officer to do something about it. He knows the story.
He's not here at the moment. If you tell me about it, I'll
Oh,
sort it.
no, don't bother. I'll come back.
VAT, tax avoidance, boot sales. Only one manager in Poplar is ripping off 500 notes a week. Take a list up for us.
No.
Why not?
Been away, my son's been managing.
Well, where's he?
He's on his way. I'll get him to make up a list.
Yeah, do that. Name?
Wilf. Is he always this polite?
Mr. Wilf O'Hara.
That's me.
PC Stat, Scannell. Investigating your burglary. We'll be back in a while. Don't touch anything downstairs.
Right, PC Stamp.
Flash git. It's got to be an insurance job.
Any proof of that?
Just smells wrong. And I don't like that landlord.
I don't think you like anyone today. Are you going to tell me?
Julie said no. I finally got the courage to ask her and she said no. She didn't want to be a copper's wife. And a story.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Why?
Why? Because everywhere you look, coppers' marriages are a disaster. And look at Burnside. Look at Ted Roach. Family life to them means a monthly phone call out of the little black book. Even Bob Cryer's not your ideal husband.
Some of them work okay.
Tell her that. It's not me she doesn't want, it's the job. It frightens her.
Would it help if I had a word with her?
It's too late. Do you know what really made up her mind for her? Talking to other coppers' wives. I suggested she go along to a wives group and they helped talk her out of it. Hell. Let's just try and solve this burglary.
I'll shadow the commander. You stick with the chief superintendent if you can.
I look forward to that.
Ah, good morning, sir. Welcome to Sunhill.
Charles.
This is Derek Conway.
Morning, sir. Morning. Do you know Chief Superintendent Moulton, Chief Inspector LaSalle, and Mr. Patterson?
Yes, we met last year at Bramshill, I think.
Yes. Morning, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Well, sir, where would you like to start?
Mr. Patterson wants to take a look at the CID overtime records. I'll start with the custody suite, I think.
I'll get the geography of the place myself.
This way, sir.
CID, this way, Mr. Patterson. How's your woman PCI fitting in, Charles?
Kim Reed. First class, sir. We may well have a rising star, then.
Resentment from your DI? Burnside, isn't it?
Oh, I think he's come to terms with it very well, considering.
Considering?
Well, considering he's of the old school.
School's out, Charles.
Do you know the son? Wilf.
Wilf O'Hara. Yeah, name rings a bell. But not in Sunhill. I'll phone a couple of the other LIOs and I'll get back to you.
Thanks, Ron.
You look a bit peaky, Tony. Out on the tiles, was it?
Yeah. Ow! Mind yourself.
Are you always this clumsy?
Excuse me, sir.
Hold up! Where are your manners, lad?
Look, I don't know who you are, sir, but I've got work to do.
I'm a visitor. I should be treated with a bit of civil courtesy.
Yes, sir. Can I direct you anywhere?
Crime support. Please.
Through the door, turn right, end of the corridor, up the stairs.
Thank you. PC 595. Who's your PC 595?
Stamp, Tony Stamp. Good copper.
Oh, aye. Not my impression. Needs to learn a few manners, I'm afraid. I think a few words need to be said.
Mr. O'Hara, that list for us?
Yeah, just a minute. Well?
Yo. Morning.
Right, I'll make it 3 kegs, 2 of stout, 1 of bitter, 2 dozen litre and a half bottles of whiskey, half a dozen gin, 2 crates of light ale, plus a damage.
Not a bad night's work. Value?
Well, to answer them.
How do you mean?
Well, that lot will cost us about £700, but market value's twice as much as that.
Well, they couldn't sell it openly, though, could they?
That's a good point, darling. All right, let's call it £700 for insurance purposes, plus the damage.
Kegs are all numbered, aren't they?
Eh?
The kegs are all numbered. On the drayman's receipt and on the invoices, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, do you think you could give us the numbers of the stolen kegs?
Yeah, probably. Just go and get the invoices.
Yeah. This woman's come back again, insisting on seeing Tony Stamp.
Well, I want him too. Radio him to come in.
Sir. What shall I tell this Mrs. Harris?
Tell her she can wait a turn. He's mine first.
Obviously, as soon as we hear anything, we'll be in touch, sir, OK?
Who's this?
That's Paul Mason. Runs the Royal Sovereign up the hill.
What are these?
Oh, just returning 2 empties, Wilflip. Often lend to borrow when we run out. Thanks, Wilf. Right, I'll get back.
Yeah, right. See you, Paul.
Cheers.
I'd just like to make a note of those barrel numbers for me.
The stolen ones are full, I can assure you, darling.
Sure they are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sergeant Peters, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling after your knife injury?
Oh, 100%. Thank you, sir.
Good. Splendid. Right, let's have a look at the custody records for December last, shall we?
Certainly, sir. This way.
What do you want those barrel numbers for?
I don't know, just interested.
700's a nice little earner for the night. What do you reckon to O'Hara Jr.?
Oh, I don't trust him. All that golden boy laughing stuff. And he did have the pub to himself, remember?
Sierra 1, are you receiving over?
Yeah, go ahead, Sue.
Inspector Munro wants to see Tony ASAP.
Oh, yeah?
Been a bad boy, Tony.
No, he's admitting nothing. Yes, understood. Thanks, Sue.
You reckon the son was at it while Dad was away?
Yeah.
Of course.
What's that?
We'll go to the Royal Sovereign.
What, that bloke Mason's pub?
Yeah, before he can ditch anything. Borrowing kegs of beer. What if he's buying them cheap?
Mr. Mason, we meet again. I wonder, can we have a little look round, sir?
What for?
Are you refusing, sir?
Did I say that?
Can we have a look at your kegs of bitter, sir?
Sure.
It's all right, Tone. I've got it. How do you explain this, Mr. Mason? The number on this barrel is the same as the number on one of the ones stolen from the Star last night.
No way. This is one that Mr. O'Hara lent me.
Do you buy any beer at all, Mr. Mason? You seem to borrow a lot.
Well, sometimes easier to borrow, if you're in a hurry.
How does the idea of receiving stolen property appeal to you, Mr. Mason?
Look, there's some mistake in the keg numbers he gave you, that's all. This is a borrowed keg.
So why were you moving it when we arrived?
Well, why not? That doesn't prove it's stolen.
We'll give you a receipt for this barrel, Mr. Mason, and we'll be back.
Right, sir, I'll have a look for him.
Main duty state, overtime records, uniformed officers, the last 30 days. Let's see what surprises await us here.
Yeah, well, if you bet, you can sell a 60 quid keg of stout, say for, I don't know, £40 cash. Everyone benefits.
Yeah, but a stock take was showing up.
Yeah, well, you do a flit or you arrange a robbery. So what you're saying is that Boys has done a bit of mischief and he's done a burglary to cover his tracks, yeah?
Possible.
You can certainly milk a fortune out of a pub in between stock takes. If you're not the landlord.
Tony, Munro wants to see you now.
Cheers, Tosh.
Any time, Tone.
I know you're not famous for your tact, Stamp, but to abuse a chief superintendent from the Force Inspectorate seems an ideal recipe for a life in traffic.
I haven't seen a chief superintendent today, sir.
He was in civvies, Stamp. He was touring the building for the Inspectorate.
Sir, this is...
What's wrong with you today? No one, civilian or otherwise, should be treated like that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, it's just that...
What?
Nothing.
Get on with your duties.
I want to see this officer now. I need your room. Son, tell Chief Inspector LaSalle I want him to join us there.
Is there a problem, sir?
A prima facie case for an abuse of the overtime regulations.
Well, surely not, sir.
Let's see your PC locked, shall we?
Is Chief Inspector LaSalle there, please? Yeah, as soon as possible.
What are you saying? Well, it would help us, Mr. O'Hara, if we could have a look at your son's home and garage. Just to eliminate him from our inquiries.
Wilf?
You got a warrant? No, we haven't yet, no. But we could easily get one. Just to save us time. Didn't know.
What do you mean, no?
The invasion of my privacy.
What the hell have you been up to?
Nothing, Dad. You won't mind showing these officers your lockup. Well, well, well. I think we'll check the barrel numbers, eh?
Nice one, Tone.
Yeah. Junie, can't I even get away for 3 weeks already without you?
God's sake, Dad, shut up.
I'm the licensee. I'm the one who loosed the pub. Shut it. Bloody betrayal, I call it.
3 times in the last month you've attracted overtime payments from court appearances.
Yes, sir.
On each occasion there's previously been an alteration to your working roster so that you were off duty on the day your court appearance came up. Are you aware that if you are called for court on a day off and have less than 8 days' notice, it attracts a payment of time and a half plus a day off in lieu?
I am aware of that, sir.
Are you also aware that if you've deliberately manipulated your roster in order to achieve this, then the offence is fraud?
There has been no deliberate manipulation, sir. I didn't know the court appearances were coming up.
Listen to me, PC Loxton. This smells to me. It smells very unpleasant. Once is believable. 3 times looks like a pattern. The crime support group will be able to tell me at what point you were informed of each of those appearances. If the dates do not support your denials, then charges will be brought.
I assure you, everything's in order, sir.
This is a warning, son. Don't even think of trying to manipulate the system. It's an old CID trick, and we're on to it.
I've done nothing wrong, sir.
Go. The manager who allows me even to suspect that this kind of abuse is going on is not managing properly, Mr. Conway.
Tony was going at it a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's got trouble at home, I think.
Tell me all about it.
He's withdrawn all cooperation. He wants to see Mum Rowdy's solicitor.
O'Hara Senior?
Yeah.
Can he do that?
Without him in court, it won't run.
So, Mr. O'Hara, you are now claiming that the alcohol in your son's lockup was there with your permission, that the losses you reported were a stock-taking error, that beer barrels at the Royal Sovereign were on loan, and that you do not wish to proceed in court or pursue any insurance claim.
That's right.
In that case, we have no choice but to release your son. There'll be no further action.
Thank you.
Hang on a sec, mate, will you? Cheers.
A stamp. Well done today on this. It's not your fault we can't proceed, but if he's prepared to pay off the brewery, then there's no victim.
What about the insurance company?
That may have been the intention, but it wasn't actually done. No fraud has been made on the insurance company.
Okay?
Hang on a sec. Nice result. Come on, Dad. Nice one.
You were stealing from me. No way, Dad. It was the insurance company.
I'm sorry to have messed you about. It's the pub C. Prosecution, I lose my licence, certain.
Listen, Mr. O'Hara. A phone call from me to the brewery, or Customs and Excise or Inland Revenue, and we can still stop you trading. Don't let him anywhere near your pub. Tosh.
Cheers. Come on, this way, Mr. O'Hara.
Oh, he's a first-class officer, I assure you. One of the best. That's what I like to hear, loyalty to your men.
No, I mean it.
Of course you do, Charles.
Never mind all that. Let's just enjoy our drinks. All work and no play. Cheers. Derek, isn't it?
Cheers.
Tony, there is a bird in the front office. She's been waiting ages for you.
Oh, at last. You'll be able to...
Look, I appreciate your problem, but as I've said, it's not our area. It's the clamping company you need to deal with.
Not if I wasn't parked on a double yellow.
Excuse me, can I talk to Mr.
Yeah,
Burnside?
hang on a minute, love. Let me deal with this, yeah? Look, I can register a complaint if you like, yeah? I'm not being rude or anything, love, but I'll have to take these things in turn. You can wait if you like. Right.
I think there's an important issue at stake here. I know you do. The issue is that a jury should try the case, not coppers and not you at the CPS. Let's put the evidence before a jury and let them decide. Please, this is important.
More important than my lunch, you made that clear.
Yes, but I have a meeting to attend this afternoon. But please, let's reconsider the...
Sorry. Insufficient evidence.
Lorraine, good to see you.
Mr. Burnside,
What can I do for you?
I just wanted to, you know, see how things were going.
I see. Well, now that CPS have approved the prosecution, all we have to do is wait for a court date. Now, that's a nuisance, I know, but that's the way it goes.
What about Kenny?
Kenny Burke has been forbidden to come anywhere near you, and that is by order of the court. Is there something else that's bothering you?
There is, actually.
Well, come on. That's what I'm here for.
I don't know how to say.
What?
What I told you, the story I told you,
Yeah.
what I said, I made it up. He never raped me. I'm a liar.
Afternoon, everybody.
Sir.
What's the governor about?
She's had a meeting with the CPS, sir. She's been delayed.
Well, she did know I was meeting her at 2 o'clock.
Yeah?
We've got this child abuse case, sir. The CPS have been muttering about legal problems. The DCI's gone over there to kick some bums.
Afternoon, Ted.
Sir.
Right, I'll bag a room. It's Alistair, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right, I want all the custody records for the last 6 months. Crime sheets, case papers. If you can show them to Chris, he'll pick out a few samples.
OK, my pleasure.
Have you got any idea how much time and energy we've put into this investigation?
I don't care. You shouldn't have bothered.
No! I sometimes wonder. Right. What's the real story?
I told you.
Why did you make the rape allegation?
I wanted to get at him. I thought it would show him.
You wanted to teach your boyfriend, Kenny, a lesson?
Yeah.
I could do you for wasting police time.
I wanted to hurt him. Like he's hurt me.
Can I get you anything, sir? Tea? Coffee?
No, that's fine, thanks. Have a good night.
Sorry, sir?
Look like you've been up all night. I'm shaved.
I have shaved, sir.
It's all right, son. It's not a kit inspection.
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
He's got himself someone else. That's what the row was about. He's got himself a tart.
You should have left him then.
I did. I said I'm leaving you. That's when I came to you lot, when I told you those lies. I have to be going now, but I'll sign something for you later on, but I have to get back.
Lorraine. Thanks. I really enjoy having my time wasted.
I can't help that.
Lorraine, hang on a minute. It's all right, calm down.
What do you want?
How are you getting home?
Bus.
You might appreciate a lift.
No, why? What are you after?
I'm not after anything. I don't believe you, you know.
No,
He's been back to see you, hasn't he? Putting the pressure on.
I'm not saying anything.
Has he threatened you? Made you drop the rape charge?
Help!
Sore, is it? I bet he's given you a right seeing to.
Don't do this. Please, just leave me alone.
Look, come back inside, Lorraine. We'll get a doctor to look at you. We'll put an assault charge on top of the rape. We'll nail the slate to the wall.
No!
You can't let him get away with it. He's going to do this again.
No! No to all of it. You can't bully me. You can't make
I'm
me
not
do
bullying
what you
you.
want.
I am not bullying you.
You're always pushing
emotions! You don't care what happens to me.
I do care.
I wish I'd never come to you. I wish I'd just left it.
Yeah, that's the easy way.
He never did anything. All right, I lied.
We find the crime sheets contain quite a bit of detail. That's been one of our priorities, to get as much information about the crime as possible down on paper.
Okay.
Alistair, are you in for Mr. Jeffries?
Yeah, I better take it. You got everything you need?
Yeah, that's fine. You do know these sheets are out of order?
I doubt that. Well, yeah, sorry I didn't get back to you.
Viv, do you remember what we were going to do with Alan Taylor? Were we going to go for remand or not? Yeah, well, I need to know. Don't mind me.
That's absurd. They definitely left your bag at the front office.
Hello? Yeah, hold on. Any news on the DCI?
Let me know if you catch him, man. You can.
Sir, I'm sorry I'm late.
It's no problem. You've been sprinting.
Just up the stairs, I...
Sergeant Roach and I have been looking at the crime management system for Sun Hill. It's part of my thematic inspection.
Very good.
It all seems a bit ropey to me. I don't know how you feel, Kim.
Well, I wouldn't agree, sir. I'd say we run a tight ship.
Well, that's not the impression that Sergeant Roach had been giving me.
Oh, come on, sir.
Perhaps I misunderstood.
You asked me about some of the problems that we've encountered, and I answered you frankly.
There's problems with prisoners, problems with custody records. And there's an incident here of a prisoner who was released because the PACE deadline ran out and nobody noticed.
That wasn't our fault. That was down to TSG. They dumped a prisoner on us and swanned off.
If it's your station, it's your problem.
We did rearrest the man the following week with fresh evidence.
Oh, so that makes it all right, does it? As long as you muddle through somehow, hmm?
No, sir.
And you seem to have had your fair share of problems with the CIPP teams. Would you describe yourself as a good team player, Ted?
I can be.
Glad to hear it.
You fit?
With you in 2 secs, Garth.
You can NFA the Lorraine James case.
What? It's no crime.
She changed her mind. Woman's prerogative. Hello. Is that Kenny Burke? Yeah, it's D.I. Burnside here, Sun Hill. I'm calling you with regard to the charge that was made against you. Yeah, that's right. She's spoken to me.
Right. I'm going to go through to the crime desk. Is there anything I should know?
Ralph Jordan's the crime desk sergeant, sir. He does a good job.
Well, that's for me to say, Kim. I'll see you later.
Good job we didn't get him on a bad day.
Pompous little prat.
Teddy's your senior officer.
He's still a pompous little prat.
Well, I think he had a point, actually.
Oh, really?
The point being, I left myself open.
I can't accept that. He was nitpicking.
There've been a few too many cock-ups lately, Ted. Too much bodging.
I can't accept that either. We get results.
We need to tighten up.
Yes, well, if you say so, Mum. What happened with the CPS, by the way?
They're dropping the Billy Leary case. Insufficient evidence.
You are joking. We easily had enough to go before a jury.
The CPS says otherwise.
Well, that's marvelous.
I did my best, Ted.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I'm telling you, I did. Why do you think I was so embarrassingly late just now? I was arguing your case.
Daylight robbery. Hello.
Hello.
We've got an appointment with the manager, Mr. Marsden. Can you tell us where we can find him?
Yes, over there.
Thanks.
Thanks. The bus driver was pretty spaced out. I don't think he'll be much good on identification parade.
Yeah, well, at least he'll give us something to go on.
Mm.
We had any dealings with this place before?
Bit of shoplifting, not much. Furniture's too bulky to be a target. It's the duvets that tend to walk out. Something wrong?
What? No. Nothing's wrong.
Come to it. Oh, sorry, should we come back?
No, you're all right.
Just a minute, sir. Tasty job. We got a handbag snatcher. All right, fill in the sheets. All right.
I'll tell you what we have to watch out for. It's when the lads come in and fill in their own sheet without supervision, and everything gets done wrong.
We don't do things wrong, do we, George?
No, we do our best.
Best coppers on the relief, we are. Always do our people it.
Glad to hear it, Loxton. There's one L in Riley.
Yeah, I knew that.
We've got one good witness, a bus driver who was passing.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Miss Lane's recovering well from her injuries.
Yes, so I gather.
So you gather. Well, you haven't been to see her then?
I shall be going this evening.
Oh, I see.
One of the attackers was black, wearing a blue jacket. The white one was in jeans, very stocky, may have done weight training.
Doesn't ring a bell, I'm afraid.
Well, your Miss Lane said the same thing about the stocky build. Thick neck, piggy eyes. Does that help?
Not at all.
We'll have to speak to your loading bay manager, Mr. Marsden. See if any of the kids he's had working for him fit the description.
Well, if you did, I'd know. All our staff are hired by me.
Is it usual for one of the kids from the loading bay to walk down with the money?
Well, the money's usually carried by Miss Lane or the other trainee manager. But we like to send a lad along for extra security.
Yeah, of course. And the bank's only down the road, isn't it?
That's right.
Hardly worth hiring a security firm to transport the money.
Not for the amount of cash we carry. Most of our customers use cheques or plastic.
Miss Lane was carrying a substantial amount of money when she was robbed.
A fair bit, yes, but not in relation to our turnover.
I'm not interested in your turnover, Mr. Marsden. I'm interested in a young girl with her face bashed in.
Perhaps it might be a good idea to go down to the loading bay now, Carver.
So, it's the same thing every week. Same girl, same bag, and some untrained teenager to act as bodyguard. Does that sound like good security to you, Mr. Marsden?
I'm not going to get into a debate with you about this.
£4,000 in cash. I know villains who'd kill their own mother for that kind of money.
I said I'd...
Of course. She'll get flowers from the company petty cash. I'm sure that'll be a great comfort to her. Won't bother her, she's got to suck her food through a straw for the next 6 months.
I said I won't discuss it with you. Although I have to say, your manners stink.
Oh, that really hurts.
Look, Carver, we really should be getting on.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to tell
You must be out of your mind. I'll be making an official complaint.
I just wanted to tell this idiot what I thought of him. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Marsden, I should be asking my DCI to contact your head office. I wonder if they know how security conscious you are.
Well, cheers, Gov. You screwed that up good and proper.
Did I?
You try and raise a stink and he'll have you up for rudeness to the public. It's a standoff.
I don't care.
What's got into you?
I'm grumpy. You know me.
Yeah, well, I thought I did. Is it Lorraine? Is that what's bugging you?
Yeah. You try to help people, and what happens? I don't want to be helped.
There's nothing you can do, sir. If she wants to cover up for a rapist, that's her lookout.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Did you know that Tracy Lane was in hospital? She's got a broken jaw. They really messed her up.
I'd say if I knew who it was.
Let's start with this description again. Must have had a lot of boys working through here. Any of them fit the picture?
No, definitely.
Fair enough.
I wish I could help.
You may yet. Who do you think would pull a stunt like this out of all the people you've had working for you?
I can't say that. That's not fair.
Look, Mr. Wilson, we're not going to go around and nick them on your say-so. All we're looking for is somewhere to start.
No, sorry, no.
But you do have someone in mind.
I didn't say that.
Good man. Now, look, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and talk to your boys. So why don't you tell my DC here who this suspicious character is who used to work for you? Just whisper in her ear. She'll catch it.
I didn't say I'd tell you.
So? Is that
No,
Hallback
don't
or
arrest the woman
Welbeck?
unless she's committing an offence.
Fine.
ETA 3 minutes.
Can I have your name, please?
Thank you, Hollis. Out.
Hello? Hello?
What was that?
An anonymous call. She thinks there's been a fight in a block of flats. Heard someone screaming, then the screaming stopped.
Right, the first thing I want to say is that I'm not here to pick fault. The object is to improve our systems and procedures so we can all do a better job.
Of course, sir.
The Met's spent a great deal of time and effort developing these new management structures, so the question is, how do we make these structures work?
Well, it all takes time, so changes have to seep into the culture.
Then our task is to get things to seep a bit faster.
Kim, what problems do you identify?
Not enough staff.
And what else?
That's it. Not enough staff. I'm supposed to have 4 CIPP teams, each headed by a detective sergeant. I haven't had 4 detective sergeants all the time I've been in Sunhill. I've had 3 times as many trainee investigators as we ought to have, because the DCs aren't being made up fast enough.
Yeah, but...
That's why we end up having our prisoners being supervised by wet behind-the-ears TIs, when they should be looked after by a seasoned CID officer. That's why PCs complain they don't get enough support from our detectives. That's not how the system is meant to work.
Right.
Budgeting is, of course, the other problem.
Yeah, well, that's not news to me. But this is the real world. These are our resources. So perhaps we should stop grumbling and find ways of making them work.
I'm not grumbling, I'm just forcefully putting over my point of view.
And thank you for doing that. Derek, what suggestions do you have?
I've made a few notes.
Yeah, we're at the address now. Do we have a name or number for the informant?
Sorry, nothing more.
Understood.
Let's ring some bells now we're here.
Right. Nice going back there, Gov.
Yeah, we'll run a check on that, lad, see what you can come up with.
What if he's clean?
Then we leave him alone. It's only scrotes who get leaned on.
Door's open, Barry.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us know. We'll take care of this now. Thanks.
Hello?
Might need you for a statement later, yeah?
Anyone home?
I'll take upstairs, yeah?
Right. Barry.
Kenny, is that you?
No, love. Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving.
Take it easy, love.
Sierra Oscar from 181 receiving.
Go ahead, Norika.
We've got a serious assault, 27 Welbeck Mansions. We need an ambulance.
Norika.
Message received. Over and out.
Can you hear me? Get her on her back.
What have we got?
GBH, sir. Stringer and data are on the scene.
We've lost it. She's gone.
Barry, say again.
Sierra Oscar from 577. The victim is dead, Sarge.
Barry, this is Mr. Monroe. Continue attempts at resuscitation.
Yes, sir, obviously.
I'll contact CID.
Right, sir.
The ambulance will be with you in 10 minutes maximum.
Understood.
Norika.
Barry.
Right, this is your lad. Apprentice, George. Yeah, he's been cautioned once, drunk and disorderly. Yeah, we pulled him in for a mugging. Nasty business, but we couldn't make it stick.
That's what I wanted to hear. I'll give him a call.
Do you think it's him, Gov?
I don't know. But he'll do. Mom, has the super been to see us here?
Yes, he left about half an hour ago. Frank, I've got a call. It looks like it could be murder. I want you to come with me.
Where are we going?
Welbeck Mansions, Lorraine James.
Lorraine?
You know her?
Yeah, I know her.
That rape case you were handling, that was Lorraine James.
She was raped by her boyfriend, Kenny Burke.
He's the one?
He beat her up to make her withdraw the charge. He's the one. We'll pick this up later.
Leave it, Barry. All you're doing is mucking up the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I just thought there might be something...
There isn't. Just leave it. Our bit's over.
You thought this would happen, didn't you, Gov?
It's no use. We've got to get her to the hospital in case there's a chance of reviving her.
Of course, yeah, sure.
It's no use, though.
Terrible thing to say, Chris, but it's good to see some action.
Yes, sir. It comes and goes.
We beat you to it.
I kept within the speed limit.
So did we, but we took a shortcut.
We've got some background info on this. It looks like a domestic.
DCI Reed, Sierra Oscar.
Reed, go ahead.
We've spoken to the hospital. Lorraine James has been certified dead.
Anything on the cause of death?
They won't say.
Right, thanks, John.
Hi, Jeff.
Sir?
What you got?
Probably internal injuries, sir. There was no sign of bleeding.
No?
Well, she'd had a battering. There was a fist mark on the side of her head.
Photographic not here yet?
No, sir.
I'll chase him up, sir.
Right.
We'll be doing the PM.
Johnson's on call. I'll go with you down to the mortuary, Kim, but I don't think this is one for Amit. I think you should run this yourself from Sunhill.
You're quite happy about that, sir?
Okay, I appreciate it.
What do you mean?
Having me in charge of a murder investigation.
Right.
Don't wind me up, Kim.
How old was she? Do we know?
Yes, we do know. She was 27 years old, unmarried, qualified as a secretary. Good with kids, apparently. She looked after her neighbours' little ones.
But she had rubbish taste in men.
I don't think there's anyone in, Gun.
Oh, yes, there is. Mrs. Burke! Mrs. Burke, I can see you. Would you please open this door? Mrs. Burke, I'm D.I. Burnside from Sunhill CID. We want to see Kenny. I think you know what this is about. Where is he?
In the garden.
Thank you. Kenny. Put that knife down, please. Put the knife down, Kenny.
Mr. Burnside?
I want you to listen to me, Kenny. Now you listen, right?
What is it?
I'm arresting you on suspicion of murdering Lorraine James. Now, you don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. Do you understand what I've said?
I understand. But she fitted me up. I had to teach her a lesson.
I've told you, you don't have to say anything, Kenny. In fact, I'd advise you not to.
I never raped her. That was lies.
Yeah, well, you save that for the station. Cuff him.
I'm not a rapist.
She withdrew the charge. You told her to.
Yeah, but it's the shame of it. I'm not a rapist. I thought she wanted it like that, the bitch.
Shut up!
I suppose she's told you more lies.
She hasn't told us anything, Kenny. She's dead. You remember? You killed her. You murdered her. You beat her to death.
Stupid slag, wasn't she?
No! No, she wasn't, Kenny.
Marion, this should have gone to CSG. This I've already told you I'm not interested in. And the rest of this lot should never have got into print in the first place. Yes, come in. Right, in the bin with that lot.
Some of these need signing.
Tomorrow, Marion, all right? Yes, come in. Oh, hello, Jerry.
You want to see me, sir?
Yes, I did. Look, Marion, I'll deal with it all tomorrow, all right?
Today, sir,
Marion,
if you can.
4 copies, please.
4, sir?
Yes, I'm expecting some others. Ah,
Sir.
yeah. Where's Bob Carruth?
Don't know, sir.
Yes? Ah, Bob.
So, how was the course then, sir?
It's always the same day. 3 days in the country, fresh air, long walks. Then you come back to a load of junk from the time-wasting industry. It's enough to make you scream.
What was the course about, sir?
Stress management.
I suppose you'd like to see the kids run out and get squashed, would you?
Of course not, madam.
Well, I
but there
checked
are
the
two-
shopping half a mile up the road. Do you realise I've got a very bad back? I can't go
Could
carry...
apply for a disabled driver's permit.
Oh, yes, they're giving them away now, aren't they? Well, what am I going to tell my husband?
That you parked illegally.
Yes, for 3 minutes. I met an officious little git. You can see I'm not a criminal. I hope you're pleased with yourself.
What do you think?
Nah, too flashy.
Well, girls got to get noticed these days.
Not for 200 quid.
I could sell my soul.
I thought we already had.
Do you recognise them?
Yeah, bunch of slags.
Slags? Come on, Phil.
Steve Doyle, Charlie Franks, right?
Yeah. Phil.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, sir, obviously, and in principle I do agree, but Don't you think that getting some sort of anti-stress program going is just going to put us all under a lot of extra pressure?
It's always worth bearing in mind, sir, as a...
We haven't been asked to bear it in mind, Kim. We've been asked to do something about it.
But pressure is part of the job, so I don't see what we can do about that.
In which case, Derek, I'm sure you'll relish the challenge of some more. No, we've been given clear instructions, and I intend to carry them out. What I need to know is who is suffering from stress and how much.
Well, what are we looking for, sir?
Irritability, insomnia, heavy drinking.
I think you've just about described all the reliefs, sir.
Come on, this is just hassle.
Phil.
I suppose that's laundry, is it? Have you got a search warrant? A reasonable suspicion, eh? Hiding something, are you? Now, what if I am? Sierra Oscar from 134. Stand by, please.
What's he playing at?
It's heating up a bit here, Steve.
Do you require assistance? Steve. Kathy, it's Sergeant Maitland. Do you need help or not?
We don't mug people for their underwear, pal.
That's all right, Sergeant.
Do you want to frisk me, eh? How about a strip search? Turns you on, does it?
Just push.
I wanted to go for a ride.
I said clear off.
No, you said push off. Get it right?
All right, now, come on. Off you go and stay out of trouble, eh?
Stay in bed, you mean?
Looking for a job, man. Join the Met. Free hat, good pay. Throw your weight about. Make a prat yourself on a daily basis.
Franks.
Thanks for backing me up.
Oh, yeah, I want to hang around, get my head knocked off over nothing.
I thought you want to be noticed.
I don't want to look stupid. Sierra Oscar from 487.
Go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah, we questioned the youths. They didn't seem to be up to anything, so we let them go.
Right, if you're free, we've got another job for you. It's an assault on Parkmead Estate inside Benjamin Disraeli Block. That's just across the road from you. There's a Mrs. Routledge waiting. No other information as yet. Oh, and young. Take it easy, will you?
What's that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to mean act your age. Or like a PC, whichever you find easiest.
Oh, so we keep our mouths shut, do we? Wave nicely at the villains.
We're not out here to make enemies, Phil.
No, we're out here to be locked and cuddled.
Perhaps you shouldn't be out here at all.
Assault on Parkmead Estate, Disraeli Block. I've sent Young and Marshall, but take a look, would you? See if they need any help.
On the way, let's chew some rubber. That turns you on, babe.
He's over here!
Who is?
The boy.
Are you Mrs. Routledge?
Oh, can't you hurry up?
Come on!
Yeah, we're not marathon runners, you know. What happened?
Yes, what's it matter who I am? Hey, get out of the way! What's the matter with you?
All right, what happened?
What, did you see anything?
Oh, can't you help him?
Yeah, I'm trying, thanks. Kathy, call an ambulance.
Have you called an ambulance, Mrs. Routledge?
Just do it!
Sierra Oscar 487, receiving over.
I need a bandage or something.
Ambulance on the hurry up. Male, looks like multiple stab wounds.
Clear off! Kath! Come on, don't do this! Can't stop the bleeding! What's his name? I don't know his name. All right, mate.
Just follow the crowds.
Okay, what's happened?
Looks like multiple stab wounds.
Right.
Do something for him!
Okay, so I'm going to take it from here.
Sierra Oscar from 487.
Go ahead, 487.
Yeah, the victim's critically ill, but he's on his way to hospital. Looks like we've got several potential witnesses, though.
Right, anyone see what happened? Excuse me.
I saw someone
Does
running
anybody
away.
know the victim?
Right. You've got a height.
Anybody?
Description.
Oh, cheers. Anybody know the victim? Does he live on the estate?
I've seen him around.
He lives over there.
All right, hang on a minute.
Phil.
You take the lady, calm her down a bit, see if you can get the facts, yeah?
I found this.
Oh, thank you. Phil? Looks like we got something, a dole card.
How do we know it's his?
It's sticky.
Phil?
These youths Young was winding up. We're talking about Steve Doyle or Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy's in love. He doesn't hang around with the boys anymore. Besides, he's got too much of a bender on him for that. And if Young was overboard, Steve would be in here with his dad and a copy of Pace and After-Level Press. So maybe he wasn't.
Doesn't sound like it. Who else is here?
Charlie Franks, a few others.
Heading for the market?
Mm-hmm. You know, when Phil's available, get him in for a bit of an ear pulling. If I was you, I'd get someone over to the market. If the area car's available and Marshall, tell him keep an eye open but to hold back. Because the only time someone like Doyle is quiet is when he doesn't want to be heard.
Oh, yeah?
Sunhill Police, madam. Are you Mrs. Bennett?
Very funny. What do you want?
Do you know someone called John Bennett?
He lives here, if that's what you mean.
Is he your son?
Well, it depends what you call a son. Yes.
Could you tell us what he was wearing this morning, please?
He does his thing, I do mine.
A young man was assaulted this morning. We just want to establish if he's your son or not.
Can we come in, please?
Grey sweatshirt, green t-shirt, jeans, trainers. I'm still eyeing for him. How badly?
It's best if we come in.
You got him down the station or something?
He's in hospital, Mrs. Bennett.
How bad is it?
He's been quite badly stabbed, Mrs. Bennett.
Do you know who could have done it?
Well, any little sod on the block. What do you mean, stabbed?
He's critically ill. We can arrange for someone to take you down there.
No, I'll call a cab. We should have moved. I wanted to. Get him away from those weirdos. But I've got my business now. It's legit. Herbal rubs. Look, you can kick the place apart if
That's
you want.
not what we're after. Do you know anyone who could have done this? Anyone he knew? Does he have any friends?
Well, nobody has any friends here, just enemies. You can talk to a bloke called Mace.
Do you know his real name?
No. Look, he does a bit of business round here. My son John onto things, you know.
Drugs?
Yes. Look, I don't see much of my son, and when I do, we argue. But I do think I should see him now, don't you?
Good copper always uses the little clues of nature to tell him what's happening.
Oh, yeah?
For instance, I can always tell when Stevie Doyle's up to something nasty.
How?
It's either night time or it's day.
She's an old brass, isn't she? I remember pulling her.
I wonder what she calls a herbal rub.
I think her little John's up to something nasty.
Yeah, like dying, probably.
Sierra Oscar from 487.
Yes, Kathy.
We've informed the victim's mother she's going to the hospital. But I think it might be worth having a little chat with her about her son's lifestyle. She gave us a couple of pointers. Someone called Mace, but she doesn't know where he lives.
Noted, Kathy. We're passing this one to CID. Over and out.
Thanks, Steve.
Give her a break, eh?
If we know who he hangs around with, we might know who did it. Right? See you later.
Excuse me.
What?
I think when I was out the warehouses.
Who did?
Mace.
Do you know his real name?
No.
Did he do that attack?
Yeah.
Did you see it happen?
No.
How'd you know it was him then?
Everyone knows.
Everyone but us.
We need someone on the ground, Steve.
Marshall's on her way.
It couldn't be more obvious if we had the Met Band here playing Rule Britannia on the bagpipes. What does nature tell you now, Tom? We got the steam in about 5 minutes. Let's have some backup, Steve.
Mace? Sierra Oscar from 134.
Where are you, Phil? We're expecting you in.
I'm on the Parkmead estate inside the warehouses. I received further information on the stabbing here.
Well, tell us about it.
A resident on the estate reckons she saw this character Mace moving in this direction. She also reckons he stabbed John Bennett. Says it's common knowledge. I just thought I'd check it out, see if he's still around.
Do you want any backup? We're a bit stretched, Phil.
I'll let you know.
I'm near the market now. I've got the youths in view.
Can you see Stamp and Stringer?
Not at the moment.
We're disguised as a white Sierra with police scrawled all over it.
Cunning of you, Barry. I can't see you.
Yeah, we'll keep low. Don't move till they go for it, Kathy. I'm sending TSG.
Whatever happened to crime prevention, eh?
I thought you and Phil had tried that.
Hope you're listening, Phil.
He did me over, man. So I cut him.
Come on, Mace.
Mace? Who said I was Mace? Who said that? Leave that! Just you and me now.
Why did you stab Bennett?
He's got clever.
What do you mean, clever?
I'll keep him talking, eh?
You didn't kill him. He's in hospital.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a shame. Didn't want to... He's got right inside my head. All I was doing was talking to him. Look, he got what he deserved.
Why?
He's a sold trash.
Instead of what?
Why don't you get off me, eh?
What was he selling?
I told you, trash!
Where do you live, Mace?
Where do you think?
We're gonna lose them in a minute. Which way do you think? I reckon if they snatch, they'll go through to the north exit and break there up to the shops or the estate. 487 from Sierra 1 receiving.
Receiving.
We're going round to the north exit. I reckon they'll break through there.
They're off, sorry!
Absolutely nicked, Sonny. Didn't mean it, man. I'll say I'm a nut.
You can plead that in court.
Still bang me up, though, wouldn't they? Some pig style.
So what's the difference?
What's the food like?
Terrible.
How'd you know?
It's bad enough in the canteen.
So, man, maybe I could join up, yeah? We'll do a deal or something. I was bright, man. I was bright kid. I just got hooked. Wrong people, man.
You'd be cheap in a year.
Is that what you're after?
I doubt it.
Look, man, I didn't mean this. I just said that I got someone else, you know, non-user, sharp. He was having none of that. So I said that he'd been cutting it, getting greedy. I got this, he went for me, man. I just... When he was there, he was everyone, you know, and I was just...
Who's the new source?
Can't tell you that, man.
Why not?
It's my source.
We'd get you off it.
Stubborn, isn't you?
Comes with a uniform.
Now he's got greedy.
Who?
Charlie cutting it, holding it. He jacked up the price, said he'd stop the street stuff rolling in that, but he can't. Nah.
Charlie who? He's no friend of yours, Mace.
Charlie Franks. Is that you? What'll I get?
Depends if you cooperate.
Nah, man. Starting salary.
Phil?
Sorry, Ray, sorry, I've got to. Said I could join, man.
You were kidding, ain't you?
You're hurting my arm.
What are you doing, eh?
Just shut up and get in the van.
Here you go, son.
Oh, I wish I had your charm.
Who's young?
Called in.
He'll be sick for missing this. You like her? Ta-ra.
Right, that's the lot.
Right. Nigel Smith, alias Mace.
You have been arrested for possessing an offensive weapon, using threatening behaviour and malicious wounding. Do you understand that? Have you got anything to say?
Stuff you. Stuff you? Do you mean me personally or the entire legal establishment?
No, just you.
Oh, that won't look too bad in court then, will it? Let's lock him up.
David, give us a hand here, will you?
Right. You all right? There's good stuff back there, facing him.
Facing him? He was trying to recruit him.
Oh, let's all do the conga. I'll move it.
Don't believe
I told you to shut it. Now get round to the right. Come on.
Here, Phil, look what you missed. I reckon Santa smiled on us.
Go on, get out. Go on.
Oh, now, which one of you is Charlie Franks?
Oh,
Oh, she was it right into your pockets. Now, why the preference? Because Charlie has been a very naughty boy.
Alec, can I have Nigel Smith or Mace, or whatever he calls himself, when you're ready, please?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Frank, stop him!
Help for it, Charlie!
Easy, Phil! Phil, come on!
Stringer, call the divisional surgeon. I want every mark on him accounted for.
Sorry, Sarge.
Yeah, all right, Alec. Ta. See you then, bye. Yeah, come in, Phil. Sit down. I've just been talking to Sergeant Peters.
Oh, yeah? What about?
Well, we're all very pleased with the way you handled Smith. That was a good body. And I've been told that you helped John Bennett survive with some quick action.
I stuffed his sweatshirt over the wounds, Sarge.
You did what was necessary. So what happened in the custody area?
On perceiving the attempted escape of the prisoner...
No. Between you and me.
I stopped him getting away.
You thumped the hell out of him.
I did what was necessary.
Well, if you carry on like that, you're going to end up in serious trouble.
So it's not you and me, is it, Sarge?
For the moment, yes.
But anything I say may be taken down.
Anything you say in here now is in confidence. I don't want the details. I want to know what happened to you. You blew your rag in there, didn't you?
He was throwing punches.
And so you just restrained him, is that all?
Maybe it was a bit much.
You lost control, didn't you?
What are you driving at, Sarge?
Police officers get wound up, but they do not lose control. Because if they do, they stop being police officers. Is it getting to you, Phil?
What?
The job.
It's more than a job, Sarge.
That's what they say in the ads.
It's what we find out. I can't look at anybody without asking myself what they're up to. That's off-duty, that's with mates. If you do your job, you get abuse. If you don't, half the public's on your back.
Not easy, is it?
It shouldn't be like that.
But it is. And you've got to hack it if you can.
And what if you can't?
Then you're no use to us.
Can I go now, Sarge? I'm tired.
Here. Get those reports done before you forget it.
There, Bob, more paper. Today's big idea. 10 ways how not to get your knickers twisted. CID will throw darts at it.
And perhaps they shouldn't. We could do with it.
Come on, Bob, you've seen it all before. Stress management, some new theory. Never does any good.
Well, perhaps we don't let it.
Well, what's the point? You just get a load of statisticians
The
doing
point is we're all under pressure, sometimes dangerous pressure, and not all of us can take it all of the time. And if any of my lads are feeling under it, I want to know that we can help. Or if we can't, at least we're bloody well trying.
You feeling under it yourself, then, Bob?
Yes. And I want to know that someone up there cares about it. I don't mean someone in heaven, I mean someone up in the top office who's got their finger on the pulse, while our officers are out in the street taking crap from the punters.
We do our best, Bob.
Wait here, I'll see if I can find a room.
Doc, you still at it?
How is he?
Oh, He's alive.
I'm glad.
They said you helped him out quite a lot.
Well,
Thanks.
we've got someone for it.
I know. I'm in here helping with inquiries. Makes a change. They said John was dealing crack. Didn't know he'd gone that far. Couldn't even get that right.
I'll go this way. Come on, Dorothy.
Will you do us a favour?
Drop it out, Barry.
You ever get stressed, Phil?
Stress? What's that?
Well, watch it, mate. Creeps up and pounces.
Like senior officers. Sir.
Afternoon.
He always calls me that. How old was the best day, Sam?
Not recently, mate.
You ruined it, Sam. Don't give up your day job.
Terrible.
Ahead 331.
We're in position adjacent to Ross Lane.
Received. Stand by.
Is this it? Good. Lovely, isn't it?
Could be worse, could be raining.
It's forecast, isn't it?
Is it?
Intermittent showers.
Well, I might help keep the lid on it.
No, Rivers of Blood, the newspaper, see?
Oh, Mr. Cheerful.
I'm only being realistic.
I reckon we should bill him.
They're the Rivers.
Bill him, like ground duty. Soon see who's got ideals then, wouldn't you?
Well, put your money where your mouth is, sort of.
Yeah, demonstrate by all means, but pay for the privilege.
No, I can't go with that at all, Phil. No. I mean, it's your sacred what's name, isn't it? It's the birthright, heritage, Magna Carta and all that.
Freedom of speech.
That's right,
There's
yeah.
a thin line between that and incitement.
Nah.
It is. You're burning books today. Tomorrow it's people.
Oh, yeah, but it isn't the way we do things, is it? I mean, we're more sort of, what's it, you know?
Apathetic.
No, reserved. It just ain't the British way,
I'm
right?
not talking about the British, I'm talking about the fifth columnists.
Oh, what fifth columnist?
Like cricket.
Well, we aren't a sport now, are we?
Yeah, it's an example, innit? You get the Windies over on tour or Pakistan, your ethnics aren't in the crowd rooting for England, you know.
The way we play, I'm not surprised.
That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making
Oh,
is
he's
you
lost
can't...
me now.
Will you let me finish?
Just let him finish, Barry. Let him finish.
I'm saying you can't have it both ways. You can't be British one minute when it suits you and the next giving it come on Windies or whatever. It's not
Cricket.
on. It's not on. Not when you treat them as equals.
Oh, go there, Enoch.
I'm not a racist.
No, you just don't like it.
Sound like one.
Here, Tony, have you noticed the way racists always start off with, I'm not a racist, but...
Oh, I don't know, Baz. I think you're being a bit wordist today.
I'm not a racist. I'm just expressing a point of view.
Yeah, he's back to freedom of speech again, right?
No.
You don't know what he is.
Look, this is different.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
I don't know why I bother. It's like trying to talk to the Marx brothers.
Marxist.
Marx brothers. Now, how many of them was there? It's 3, wasn't it?
5, isn't it?
5? Where'd you get that from? 5? Arpo, Chico, Groucho.
And then there's Brownlow.
Monroe.
Conway.
I think you missed with that one, Rich.
O's, Reg, isn't it? It's got ending O.
Well, like Arrow.
No. And that one there.
Keep it down.
Anti-fascist demonstrators moving towards Royal House from the station. About 800 or 900 bodies.
How many do you reckon are going to turn up? A couple of
I
thousand?
don't know, estimates between somewhere between 4 and 10,000.
Are we going, do you think?
I don't know, not unless the wheels come off. They'll hold us in reserve.
So,
Yeah,
picking a
we just
bunch
need to
of
make up the numbers, frankly.
tunes always. What sort of nutters are we stopping from killing each other today, then, eh?
It's a black shirt and a left, isn't it?
Ain't no black in the Union Jack or that load of it.
Oh, choice, very choice.
You'll be at home,
I won't tell you again. Now shut it. Come on, settle down. You want to stop, do you? Come on, come on.
No, we've only just got here.
You tell him.
Don't want Regan to think he's got
Tony!
Don't drag me into it.
It's love, I reckon.
Ow! Grow up, Tony.
That exotic mystery of the East.
Here, Rika,
Your old fella know you're going OTS, does he?
Do you want a smack in the mouth?
Please.
Get
Now,
off.
comrades, please. A little peace.
That's what Phil's after, isn't it?
Now, just keep it down, will you?
They're going out with the Bash Street kids. I don't know why we don't just put school bus on the front and have done with it.
That's a bit harsh. Skip, it's only a bit of fun.
Fun, June.
Well, they've got to do something to let off steam. They might be in here for hours.
Idiots.
Somebody got out the wrong side of bed this morning, then.
Somebody didn't go to bed last night. Someone was up all night looking after a sick kid.
Oh, what's the matter?
I don't know. Stomach upset, temperature. Deb's taking him for a checkup this afternoon.
You mean you didn't get any kick last night?
I got an hour on the sofa. I was just dropping off as a cat nap. Boom, I was awake again.
It's the joys of parenting.
Yeah, that's what Deb said.
You want to take 40? What shit?
417 from Gold Control. Canada Road gone a bit funny. Upgraded incident. Windows of the electric shops being put in. Try and keep it tactic 1 if possible.
What's that, June? Is it all gone off?
No, I reckon somebody fancied a new telly.
New telly? Oh, very political. Oh, Sarge, talking to tellies, I've rung in a portable. Would it be all right if I fixed it up? All right, keep it down, Hollis, yeah? It's underneath your seat, Doug. Excellent. Oh, great.
Oh,
good going. Hang on,
this is
very nice. Three might be able to pick that up.
You reading deal?
Book. It's got any dirty bits in it?
It has not.
Keep on nice
stripes already,
deal.
You want to read
something
useful,
do
Yeah, like what?
Joyous sex, something like that.
Joyous sex. That's when it stops, isn't it?
How are we going to watch snooker on a black and white
See a big
television?
lad, and it's your old man.
I don't know. How rude are you, Tony?
Well, it's healthy interest, isn't it?
You are obsessed. And you're getting in trouble with an
Oh, come on. Where is it then?
Does it work?
No, like Reg, it doesn't
Hey!
Showtime!
Come on.
Come on, where is it, Reg?
Well, it was it. I'll be back in a minute. It's just warming up.
Gold Control from serial 472. Urgent assistance, Ballymore Road. Ambulance required. Get into
Yes! Go, Stevie. Who is he? Have you seen him before?
All right.
Can I help you?
What you doing?
Well, I'm Moses, and these are the chosen people of Israel who I'm leading to the promised land. If you stick around for a bit, you might watch the parting of the Red Sea.
You're coppers.
No, not real ones.
You pretending?
That's right.
I got kebab.
Lucky you.
There's loads of coppers over there. Loads. And horses. I've seen them. Here, can I talk into your radio?
No.
Oh, why not?
It's broken.
Oh.
And you've got to be going somewhere.
875 from Gold Control.
Receiving.
Colin Road is now graded blue. Assist serial 995. We're trying to get an ambulance through, but it's been kept back by the crowd.
On the way.
What's he doing now? On, get off.
Don't eat. Oh.
The hell do you think you're doing?
Go on, Sarge, get him!
Get him, Sarge!
Oh, he's lovely when he's angry.
Smack him on!
Hey!
Come on, my son.
Bill,
Get in there.
stop that!
Get him!
Reg, we're not...
Hooligans are at the shop.
That's
Stop
not George.
it!
No use, is it? We know whether we pocket it or not. Must be the atmospherics. Enjoy yourself, relax.
I think you relaxed a bit too much.
Get it back in a minute.
That's your problem.
Look, you've got a lot more of this to come.
Sounds like it. Sorry, lads, that is packed up altogether.
Reg, you gave it a go.
Yeah, well, I tried, didn't I?
Can I see you with a paper?
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, I've got a copy of the job here. There's a very funny article on radio procedure.
terrific.
Yeah, well,
I've got a Reader's Wives edition.
you are joking.
Chop. Oh, yeah. There's one bird in there. It's the deadliest bit of Chrissy Fraser.
You're joking. Not Chrissy Fraser. Oh, dear, a bit raunchy, she was. I thought she was a bit naughty.
Who was?
An old officer we used to have, yeah. Had a bit of a fling with Burnside at one time, so I heard.
Strong
Yeah, which
rumour,
one was
strong
which?
rumour.
That's what I want to know.
I bet he's all right. I'm smoothie on the quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Burnside, never. Now you can just imagine it, can't you? A real romantic. Here, I'll bring you some flowers, you toe-rag. Look at your kid all. Drop them, darling. I want to see what you've got.
Yeah. Run you some.
He's crying his own jokes now. Look.
That's a game of break. That was a good game of break. That's a good one.
Says you're right.
Well, if we play cards, Skip. Yeah, all right, Stringer. I don't want any gambling, no, Stamp.
No, matchstick, Skip.
Never gamble. Good, because we expect a visit from Bronze later on. I want him to get a good impression, right?
Yeah. We got any matches?
Oh, yeah, I've got some here.
Just by chance.
Size of that. Yeah, well, it's pasted by in bulk, doesn't it? Not that you're tight or anything.
No, I can peel an orange in his pocket, but he's not mean.
Yeah, well, it's all right. We're playing Greg.
What?
Hey, want any chewing gum?
No, thanks, I'm all right.
Are you doing anything exciting this weekend, then?
Decorating.
Are you and Peter?
No, he's in Scarborough, seminar.
Right.
Yeah, give him a chance to get the place sorted. Wait for him, wait forever.
You're not very handy, then?
Not when it comes to paint. He gets more on him than he does on the wall.
I'll give you a hand if you want. I used to do interior decorating when I left school.
You good then?
Top Gun.
Nah, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
Why not?
Well, you know what that looks like.
You've got to do 3, Rich.
You're clever. What's this? Craving quantities of food, 9 letters.
Yeah? I don't know. Can I have a look at it?
It's not working. I don't think there's anything in the bottle.
What in the hell was that? Sounds like a bomb going off.
You sure?
Nah, it's not a bomb.
How do you know?
I've heard bombs go off.
I reckon we'll be in before long.
Nah.
Yeah.
We're reserves, aren't we? Early days yet, we probably won't go in at all.
I'll miss all the fun.
Oh, shut up, it's a bloody stupid
What?
Philip. There'll be no fun going on out there. Did whopping, mate, I know.
Softs what you are. Oh, no sweat.
You wet yourself. This ain't Riot City out Hounslow, you know. Yeah. You want to use this old son.
I'm not scared of a few soppy yobs.
Well, you're an idiot then, aren't you?
Put a lid on it, the pair of you!
Relocate to Pellinor Road. Some maniacs torched a motor. Can you assist 718 and 147 with getting the brigade through? As the nice peaceful demonstrators didn't seem to want to let them put the fire out.
Yeah.
331 from Gold Control.
Hey, listen, here we go.
331 receiving.
Relocate to operational feeding ASAP.
Days off for that, I am savage. Right, so I'll warn you one thing. Go light on the beach. And Jim's over next door, hurry.
Well do about this today. Stayed in all night. Still, I heard it's not too bad.
Do you want a
All
cigarette?
under control, isn't it?
That's full Monty. Ellison is element. Thinks he's Patton, I swear he does.
I heard he likes around.
Well, he did Tottenham, didn't he? Ain't been the same bloke since.
No surprising then, is it?
Not at all. He said if someone's going to take a beating, it ain't going to be us.
Well, they should let the TSG handle it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's more their line of country, isn't it, eh? When they got all the kit. I mean, look, here. Hey, steady on, it's a joke, isn't it? I mean, what's that going to stop, eh?
Ah, it's not a reason why.
Yeah.
Ah,
Wrong one, Skip.
5 minutes then.
I couldn't find his bum with both ends.
Oh, I could, though.
Oh, June. Jolly John Maitland? Mr. Frosty? I don't think so.
Oh, why not?
Well, apart from the obvious.
Yeah?
It would be like everything else with him, wouldn't it? By the book.
Oh, God, I suppose there's a queue, is there?
Yes.
Afraid so.
Sounds like it's getting a bit nasty out there.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of the skippers from Barton Street's been taken to hospital, stabbed or something.
Oh, this is outrageous. We don't get paid enough for
Yeah,
this.
well, we're all right, aren't we? We're like the firing.
Are you all right in there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's nothing to be sorry about. What's the matter?
Nothing, I'm all right.
He doesn't look like nothing to me.
No one is, I'm fine. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to go home.
You'll be all right, though.
Come on.
I thought I said 5 minutes. If I give you a time, I expect you to stick to it, all right? Is that everyone? Just waiting on Reg, Skip. Hollis, you're late.
I'll see you later.
I don't suppose there's any chance of getting you to take this job seriously, is there? I was getting you a cup of tea. Nice one, Reg. What did you say, Stan? It's a nice one, Skip.
No!
Sure.
We just need to check these bands out before they fire them. Here, Sarge, your mate's back.
Way.
Idiot.
Yeah, do you want a mint?
Thanks.
That girl this afternoon really upset me. She'll be all right, do you think?
It's a case of have to be, innit?
Yeah.
Listen, Nora, you can't be seen to be letting the side down, you know.
No.
Poor kid's only been out of training school 2 months.
Oh,
Best she
Yeah,
learns
but-
early.
yeah, best to
Dave,
get in there early.
Get a year's
I
experience.
remember when I was a kid, my mum and dad used to say, you know, policeman is your friend.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have dreamt of being rude to a copper. Never mind having a pop.
All different than now, innit? Fair game, aren't we?
No, I think the vast majority is still on our side.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, of course I do.
yeah.
How many times you waded in to stop some member of Joe Public getting a pasting?
I don't know, Phil, at least dozens.
And how many times they've done the same for you?
Oh, come on.
Girl, it's not the point.
Listen, it is as far as I'm concerned. They couldn't give a monkey's. cross the road rather than help us out.
No, they're scared, aren't they?
And we're not.
No, it's different. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they know the people involved.
Yes.
Places like Whitegate and that. I mean, they come in on our side, they know it's going to come back on them.
You're going to get beaten up
Nice,
or
isn't it?
something.
It's the way it is.
How'd it get like that, though, eh? What's the point where it all starts?
Well, I mean, it's probably when they're young.
Yes.
You know, discipline, respect for others. You've got to teach them when they're young.
Yeah, because you're not going to get respect unless you respect others, are you?
Right, it's a two-way thing.
It's excuses. Society's to blame. They want a short, sharp shock. Too many wets, that's a problem. Oh, broken home. Well, off you go. Don't do it again, will you? There's a good lad. It's pathetic.
You should have become a social worker, Phil, with your understanding nature.
I understand, all right? I understand that when the muck and bullets are flying, it's me that's going to be in there, isn't it? Me that sees the results firsthand all the time. I don't come into it 6 months later when it's all nice and civilised in court and the jury goes, "Ah, don't look too bad. What's all the fuss about? Next." And you are saying I've got to tell some poor soddies to respect those that done him in the first place?
Yes, I am.
You're saying that's right?
Yes, I am saying it's right.
Right on, Phil, yeah. Shame he's not so eloquent in his IRB.
Well...
Right,
Oh, Reg, I thought I told you to lay off the savouries.
Yeah.
What? Don't give me what, you heathen. Get out the other end, you're going to carry on like that.
Not much.
It's how you break the riot up, isn't it? How you sing, Reggie? No need for CS gas then, is there?
Unfair on the rioters, though, isn't it?
Yeah, send a bloke in with a canary, make sure it's all clear.
Sunhill's H-bomb.
H standing for Hollis.
Here, Skip, you haven't got the station cork with you, have you?
Yeah, all right, Stringer. I think the joke's a bit stale by now.
Not as stale as Reggie's shorts.
What did you say, Stan?
Said it's a good job you joined a full skip.
Look, if you're going to continually take the rise and try and undermine my authority, at least have the courtesy to say it to my face, all right? Don't just make snide comments.
Relay from Gold Control. 881 receiving. Pellinor Road is now graded red. Serious disturbance threatening to split a Fabricant Street. Serial 923 in trying to contain the main wedge.
Yeah, received.
There's a few Molotovs floating about and all, so watch your step. No heroics.
Pencil bombs, lovely.
Yeah, when they're screaming provocation, they neglect to mention the fact half these people have come tooled out.
Pre-planning.
It's a way of keeping important issues out of the public eye, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as they can lay the blame at somebody else's door, everybody's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wake up the ladders and draw the blinds. Will might be going nutty, but it's not our responsibility. Soon hear the screams if we took the same attitude. While they're sitting on their smug, self-satisfied, complacent backside, some poor plod's getting the stuffing kicked out of him for what?
To keep the Queen's peace young, to maintain law and order, and enable citizens to go about their lawful duties without let or hindrances.
Believe that, do you, Skip?
Yes, young, as a matter of fact, I do. And I'll tell you something for free. If you don't, if you let that truth slip, then you might as well put your papers in, because you'll just be going through the motions. And believe me, there's nothing worse or more despised in this job than a time server.
I think he meant that a little appreciation doesn't go amiss, sir.
Yeah, well, if he wanted applause, he should have joined a circus.
So sure I haven't sometimes.
What's your problem?
Come on, Tone. Don't let him get to you, mate.
Mine, but I wasn't even taking a mick.
Oh, you know what he's like. Had a personality bypass, didn't he? It's more like it. Another game of cards?
Yeah, why not?
Game of cards, lads.
Yeah, well, we could. Only Tony's got all my matchsticks money on.
Start fresh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
Dave?
Yeah, okay.
They're not blagged, I'm sick of brag.
Pot two. Room for one more?
Oh, son. Slapping it, Sarge.
No, just as bored as you are, Tony. They're onto hairdos and makeup up front. It's only so much a man can take. Thanks.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Stick. Stick. Oh, cheers, Barry. Give a hand like a bull's foot.
What you got then? Twist your stick.
Twist. Thanks. Twist again.
You sure?
Yeah, tell him.
All right, there you go.
Thanks.
All right, Sergeant, as you were.
Oh, sir. Just showing the lads a card trick, sir.
Very good. Thought I'd drop by, check the serial reserve, see how you're going on.
Fine, very good, sir.
How many in your serial, Sergeant?
8, too short, sir.
I see.
What's the situation like, sir?
Deteriorating, I'd say. Serious disorder in Pellinor Road. However, the word from Gold is that he doesn't want to use reserves, if at all possible. Swamping the area might just make things worse.
I see, sir.
Any more questions? No?
Sure.
Well, carry on the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Usual. Where did he come from? That was Bronson, was it? Chief Inspector Morriston.
Quick bit of thinking, that, Skip, about the card trick. Very sharp.
Thanks. Is he in charge? Is he in charge? Well, he's one of the ground commanders. God help
438 and 440, relocate to Grove Lane. Serious disturbance centering on the cut. Spillover from the main area. Reports of IC3 wielding a sword.
A sword?
Maybe it's Zorro. Change sides.
What do you want then, Skip? Twist or stick?
Serial 331 from Gold Control. Urgent assistance required at Meadow Lane, North End. Serial 724 already on scene. Possible fatality. Serious disturbance taking place.
Glad I'm not shareholder.
331 on way.
Good game, good game.
You it!
Come on, you blues! Yeah! We are ready to rock and roll, yeah!
Serial 331, serial 331.
331 receiving.
Ready?
Cancel previous instructions, 331. Message intended for 334. Repeat, ignore previous order.
Receive Gold Control.
Please stay present position, 331.
Mayor Lane.
Remain in Mile Lane, 331, and stand by.
That's enough, young.
Yeah. What's the score now, Skip?
You heard the man grinning.
Oh, yeah. We had to stand by, but for how long?
Till we hear different.
Right. Right. What a day to give up smoking, eh?
From Gold Control.
Receiving.
That's it, boys and girls. Go home for you before...
Received. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Right, last one in the flag stands around, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, the only problem now is we've definitely missed overtime by about 20 minutes.
That's what has stood us down, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hey, drive back nice and slow, eh, Skip?
Yeah, take the seat, Root. Get us into overtime.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, I'll see.
Put it down to the traffic.
He ain't all bad, is he, eh?
Mind this corner, there's a bit of scaffolding sticking out.
Tight, isn't it?
Yeah, you're clear now.
Now, there is this bloke called Donkey.
Classic oldie. Get a drink later on. First one back, puts a get on with a cup of tea. I'm sure we deserve a bit of a brew. Hey, what's that? Get ready, get him in.
Urgent assistance! Urgent assistance!
Everybody all right? The deal's out of knock. She's all right. You all right, mate? Cheers, son. June? Well, at least it's one good thing.